Gabby Thomas changed the world forever by doing this. Before 9 a.m., the US Army would accomplish more than most individuals would accomplish the whole day. What does Gabby Thomas, an Olympian, have to do with all of this? She may not be in the military, but she is interested in that lifestyle. Only a limited number of people can claim to be graduates of Harvard University. Even fewer people can call themselves Olympians. So claiming both is a rarified act. But Thomas is simply who she is. Did I also mention that she is now working on a master's degree in epidemiology, making her perhaps the fastest epidemiologist in the world? When an MRI in 2021 revealed a liver tumor, Thomas was concerned about her health. However, the lesion was benign, which is why she is working on a master's in epidemiology at the University of Texas at Austin. Let's speak about Gabby Thomas' background and how she impacted the globe. Gabrielle Lisa Thomas, an American track and field athlete who excels in the 100 and 200-meter sprints, was born on December 7, 1996. At the Tokyo 2020 Summer Olympics, she won a team silver medal and a bronze medal for herself. A race can occasionally serve as a coronation for the reigning monarch. Sometimes the outcome is decided by the smallest margin. Sometimes a promising young athlete defeats a track legend to fulfill a boyhood ambition. From a young age, Gabby pursued perfection, and Allyson Felix served as her model. Are you all eager to learn what prompted Gabby to draw inspiration from Felix? If so, let's begin. At Thomas' grandmother's house, the day was just another typical summer day. Jennifer's mother advised her to switch on the television and watch the American Olympic trials. Felix's amazing speed and modesty as an athlete caught the Thomas family's attention. I always admired Allyson Felix when I first started to run, and as my objectives for myself grew. I've always liked seeing her. She has a beautiful grace and she is quite accomplished, Thomas stated. Sports had a significant impact on the Olympians' childhood after the Thomas family relocated from Atlanta to Florence, Massachusetts. When she was younger, she participated in teams for soccer and softball, two games her classmates often played. When she entered the Williston, Northampton school in nearby East Hampton, she continued to be passionate about soccer and played on the basketball team as well. Thomas' speed stood out as a talent on the soccer field and softball diamond. She outran many of her competitors in terms of speed. She excelled once she applied the speed she had in team sports to running on the track. The director of athletics at Williston, Northampton, Mark Conroy, remarked that Gabby had remarkable physical traits, paired with her mental composition. She always rose to the situation because of her competitiveness, her ability to focus in the present, and her capacity to not be overwhelmed by racing against older kids. During her 4 years of high school, Thomas competed in track. With each race and competition, her passion for the game grew. Thomas soon rose to the top of Massachusetts high school runners, breaking records and taking home MVP accolades. I remember seeing Gabby Thomas compete in a meet and going over to the scoreboard to check how she timed. She wasn't on camera. She wasn't actually in the race, according to one of the organizers. She crossed first since she was so far in front. Martha McCulloch, one of Thomas' coaches at Williston, Northampton, said of her, "She was that wonderful." Outside of the track, Thomas had a burgeoning interest in academics. Success in education runs in the Thomas family. Thomas' mother, Jennifer Randall, earned her doctorate of philosophy at Emory University before beginning her career as a professor at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. When Thomas decided to apply to colleges, she wanted to go to one where she could flourish academically and be a top athlete. Thomas ultimately settled on Harvard to complete her undergraduate studies in the sciences there. Her two brothers served as the inspiration for her love of neurobiology, one of her research topics. My identical twin brother was undergoing neurofeedback therapy for his severe ADHD, Thomas remarked. Autism affects my other younger brother. I researched Rett syndrome, a type of autism that only affects females, in a lab at Boston Children's Hospital. My brothers both inspired me to study neuroscience. I enjoyed studying neurobiology and believe it has applications in a wide range of fields, including track and field. Thomas also had interests in epidemiology and health policy, as well as in the field of global health. Thomas was able to enroll in several programs in Harvard's liberal arts curriculum, thanks to his understanding of the tendencies and patterns behind specific diseases and how legislation is created and implemented. Despite her love of science, Thomas found it difficult to navigate the transition from high school to college. She faced early difficulties juggling the demanding academic demands of Harvard with a demanding track and field regimen. "As a freshman, it was quite difficult for me," Thomas remarked. "I kind of came to terms with the fact that I wouldn't pursue track during my 4 years, but then I began to form better routines. My coach was very supportive and helpful. I only needed to practice my balance." Thomas' tenacity helped her overcome the initial academic difficulties of college and succeed in the classroom. Thomas carried over her success from high school in field events and even added the triple jump and long jump to her repertoire. Thomas broke records in 2018, most notably in the 200 meters at the NCAA Indoor Championships at Texas A&M. Thomas finished 9th in the 200 finals in Lane 3 the year before. Thomas set her sights on the crown as she positioned herself in Lane 5 a year later, with the crowd vibrating with anticipation. Bianca Knight had held the previous record for 10 years until Thomas smashed it with a performance of 22.38 seconds, 22.40. Tolbert remarked, "It was incredibly thrilling. For Gabby, even winning and outlasting a field of that caliber was cool. The album was a bonus." By the time Thomas graduated from college, she had won 22 conference championships and broken 100 and 200-meter Ivy League records. Thomas was inspired by the results, triumphs, and recognition to commit to New Balance and become a professional in October 2018. After finishing her education, she concentrated on addressing racial disparities in healthcare. Thomas didn't stop working toward her academic goals while she spent the last 5 years training for the opportunity to compete in the Tokyo Olympics. Thomas entered the University of Texas at Austin graduate program after graduating from Harvard, where she is now earning a master's in public health with a focus on epidemiology. Thomas' major goal is to draw attention to the racial disparities in access to healthcare. Greater awareness of African Americans' access to health services has emerged in recent months as a result of the global coronavirus pandemic and the racial awakening that followed the police killing of George Floyd. These facts result in significant health inequities because of unequal access to healthcare, segregation of medical institutions, and the exclusion of African Americans from medical education. Thomas is aware of the significance of the job she is pursuing and how she might influence local and international populations. Regarding racial discrepancies in access to healthcare, Thomas remarked, "It's necessary to understand and address it. You need someone with a viewpoint, who understands what to look for, who understands the significance of addressing these problems and how to execute change if you're a Black woman working in the field." Leadership positions require individuals who are invested in resolving these injustices. Thomas is eager for more success when she competes in the 200-meter race in her debut Olympics. Her unusual journey to becoming one of the world's fastest women is proof of the dedication Thomas put into her track workout while finishing her academics. At the Texas Relays in March 2022, Thomas got her outdoor season off to a strong start by running the fastest 200-meter sprint debut in history. She recorded the all-time quickest wind-aided time of 21.69 seconds, plus 3.1 meters per second. Just 45 minutes earlier, she won the 100-meter race in 10.92 seconds. Thomas, a Black American woman, is aware of her platform as an Olympian and someone changing the healthcare industry. The Olympic rookie wants to serve as an inspiration for young American girls who are watching TV and seeking an athlete to strive for, much like Felix did for Thomas. I hope you enjoyed our Gabby Thomas video. Please share your insightful thoughts or any motivational tales that have forever altered your life. For additional information, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Additionally, click the bell button to receive the first video notification.